Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inspiration for Today. And I'm so glad you are here. We're continuing our week of getting to know people that within our own congregation because we are going to be meeting again. I'm just telling you that. I'm not sure when, but we're going. Well, one of our great ones, Joey Sims, is with us today. Hi, Joey.
Hi, how are you doing?
It's so great to see you. Laguna Woods' own funny lady. Is that an official title?
People just started calling me that, and then they started writing it in the newspaper because I was running the comedy club. I was president and
Yes.
all the talent and everything for 15 years, so the title just came.
I know that, yeah, I mean, we're missing church, but we're also missing the comedy club, and you'll get back. You'll be back too. I had asked several questions of people that are being on, and one was, well, what's a verse that's significant to you during this time?
Okay. It is Romans 15:13. May God, the source of hope, fill you with joy and peace through your faith in him. Then you will overflow with hope by the power of the Spirit.
I love that. Well, hope is so important. But what does it say about joy again in there?
It says that God will fill you with joy and peace.
Yes.
That's what we need right now desperately.
It really is. And God oftentimes uses people to put that joy in us. And I totally believe Joey. Well, yeah, Joey. Gosh, I was saying one word and it was... I love this, that your name actually exemplifies what you do for me, and I know many other people, and that's bring Joey, Joy.
Thank you.
Anyway, yes. In fact, as you and I were talking, I know people would enjoy hearing this to get to know you a little bit. What were some of your early TV experience was on The Gong Show?
That was the first big winner, and that was 43 years ago. It was one of Chuck Barris's first gong shows. But let me tell you the funny part. When I won, I was all excited thinking I was going to win wonderful gifts, you know. Yeah. I won a bathroom scale, a toilet seat cover, a couple of towels. My ex-husband had to pay taxes on all that, and he asked me if I would stay home more.
Oh, my gosh. That is so... I know that when you look at what people win today on certain shows, as you know, because you and I have talked about it, when I was on Dating Game, you know what I got?
What?
And I won that too, by the way. I got a piece of luggage. One piece of luggage.
You won the Dating Game.
I did.
Was that, but then that wasn't with your wife.
It was not.
Yeah, I remember that story.
But
yeah, we would have been happy with a can opener, you know.
I know. I know. Any other story come to mind about anything, your early entertainment days? Or?
Well, I was on Rocket to Stardom. I sang with Spade Cooley at the Long Beach Pier.
Is that right?
Later on, you know, I did the Improv and the Coach House. And in fact, this just fell out of the bookcase.
Yeah.
When people see I used to get paid. You see there? I was at the Coach House.
Okay.
And it was a whopping $30 for 6 of us. Can you imagine that?
Oh,
those were the days.
The stories. I mean, things are so changed now in so many ways.
Well, aren't we glad we lived when we did?
But you enjoyed and you did such a significant. Well, all that you do to me is significant. But you were telling me about this grandmother's group that you actually started because you had the privilege of raising one of your grandchildren.
A grandchild from birth, yes. And so here I was in real estate in Laguna Niguel and just really going to town at Century 21. And I used to say to the people, you want to hold the baby or the multiple book? That just didn't work out. Nobody wanted to hold the baby. So I took my real estate clients and turned them into dress shop consigners. And we had the most fabulous store. We had a player piano. We had a bar for the men. I had a kitchen. I could have lived there. It was on right off of Forbes Road, and by that gas station. It was great.
And what was that called, Joey?
Harriet Nelson used to come and rock the baby. That's very important.
So she was in this area.
Yes, they lived in Lagunitas, her and her husband, and I met them at a hardware store. I had license plates and flyers. Can you imagine how I'd advertise? Yeah.
I just can't imagine. So it was called, what was the store?
It was called Chez Joey. CHEZ means at home with Joey. But it was to raise the kid. And we even did shows at the Ritz-Carlton. They didn't know. They didn't know we were consignment, but everything was almost brand new. And that's when fashion was fashion, not now.
But tell us about, so along the way, you thought what did you think? How did this grandmother group get going?
Oh, well, about 3 years, I was single. And so it was hard to raise a baby and start a business. Fortunately, I had a lot of friends in Laguna Niguel that came to my aid now and then. But I needed support as a grandparent. So I looked into a club very active in Los Angeles, which was too far for me to go, called GAP. That means grandparents as parents.
Oh, okay.
We ended up, I started a club with a Dr. Shaw from Newport. He was wonderful. He was a psychologist and he came on board free. And then I advertised the show in Sacramento. And before long, we had like 40 people. And there were grandparents that had raised other grandchildren, in those days. And we'd have big picnics, and everybody was Nana and Papa. And the kids are all running around. We just had a real good time. And we helped each other. We rocked each other. Some of the babies were cocaine babies. We'd help out and rock them. We worked phones to help the other grandparents. Some grandparents raised 2 and 3 of them. Yeah. And it's still active here now. There's 67 chapters here.
That is unbelievable. But I know what a blessing. And when you gather, one of Rick Warren's phrase, we're better together. And you were doing something that's difficult, but you're doing it together and with others that are going through it.
It was wonderful. And I always thought about God opens the door. He might close the door, but he'll open a window. And if I hadn't gotten the baby, there wouldn't have been an Orange County Gap. And so things happen that maybe don't thrill you at first.
All the time. Turns
out good for everybody. Yeah.
That is a great lesson for us to take away today, because for most of us, these aren't the most exciting times.
No,
not the most exciting chapter of our lives.
That's why I get dressed up to go into the next room. See, we don't have anything else to do. So me and my girlfriends will say to each other, well, what are you wearing tonight? Fun jokes like that.
Yeah, and you have any other COVID impressions on you, or?
Well, I have a group going now. They call it the Comedy Club Pub under the tree. I live right on a golf course with a lot of shade. So on Wednesdays and Fridays, when it's not 180 degrees out, we go out there at 4:00, and everybody brings their wine or what they want to drink. We sit 6 feet apart. We tell jokes, and everybody tells us their life story, and we're getting to know the neighbors. We like the woman talk, and we make jokes, and we bring things of interest to share. And I've lived here 20 years, and I didn't know these people the way I know them now. So there's another blessing.
It really is. I love that you're going ahead and getting together. You made the effort, and you're doing it, and not being confined in. So.
Well, we're 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And we stay there, but there's no way to drink the wine without taking the mask down.
And it's fresh air. It's okay, Joey. All right. Well, listen, we got to go. Our time's up for today.
I had so much fun. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.